Hi guys, it's been a while. I've been kind of busy, it's the summer and I've been doing a lot of formulating for my skincare kind of obsession that I'm doing, and so I have not filmed in a while, but I'm back and I'm going to be filming a video today on cream eyeshadows because I've had this video, I've been stocking for it, I've been testing it, I've been doing all of that jazz for so long, and it tends to be these types of videos where I have so many products, they become overwhelming and I just don't know when I'm ever going to be ready really to film. But I decided today was the day, and I feel confident that I have kind of made the best decisions. So I'm not going to be ranking them because it's hard to rank cream eyeshadows when A, I don't have them all, and B, there are a lot that are very similar. But I'm just going to kind of go through them all and tell you what the pros and cons are of each one. And I will have it timestamped in the description box below. So if you're just here for one kind, you can just go jump to that part and check it out. And I'm also going to be doing swatches of all of them. So I will do that at the end. So I will also have that timestamped below and you can check that out. So let's get going. So today on my eyes, I have the Revlon Cream Shadow, which is, I have this pink shade on as kind of like a base coat. And then I actually put my Milani Baked Blush on top of it, kind of like this is my base and then that is my shadow. So if you're wondering what I'm wearing, that's what it is. And I'm so obsessed with like peachy or red, not red, like I guess peachy warm tones on my eyes. I think that goes really well with my skin tone. So you will see me wearing that a lot, especially in the summer. Okay, got a little off track. Let's get going. Okay, so this is the Revlon. It's called Illuminance Cream Shadow. I call it the Revlon Quad for obvious reasons. And it is ranging from about $4 to $6. I'm going to say ranging for a lot of these because if you go online, you'll see like Walmart tends to have the cheapest prices, and then the actual Revlon site will be the most expensive, or sometimes Ulta as well. So kind of find the best deal if that's what you're after. So this comes in 4 shades, and you can see that they kind of range, and they are tiny little pots. It also comes with a mirror, so that's really cool, and it's a slim, super slim design, which I think is one of the best parts of it. It comes with 2 shimmers, kind of like, I'm not going to call them glitter shades, but these 2 middle ones, and then the 2 on the ends are matte. This one for me is more of like a base coat, which is what I do a lot of the time, and it just kind of almost blends in with my skin. The thing about these is they absolutely do crease. This is one of the few that I have that I will say right out the bat definitely creases. The reason I like it, even though they crease, is because this format is so wonderful. Oh, this way. Like, you can slip this in your purse, your bag, whatever, and you can have an entire look just in one. And if you buy it for $5, like, hello, this is $22. This is the MAC paint pot, and this is $5. It's like, it's not rocket science why you would want it. The other thing that I don't like about it so much is that the formula, I know that's a big thing. If you don't really like the formula, that's a problem. Let me just show you though. So when I go in for this, so it's kind of chunky and it just doesn't have the easiest kind of like give and pull to it. So you do kind of go in and you're like rubbing your finger all around in that pot. It's just, there's something to it that it's not the best, but again, it's $5. It comes with 4 shades. I obviously can make it work, so it's not terrible. I just think for $5, they were like, that formula is fine. Okay, moving on. Next one I have is the Supergoop. This is a newer kind of product. This is the shimmer shade, and I have it in Golden Hour. So this is SPF 30, and it comes in a little pot, which I'm just going to say out of the gate, the pots are probably the easiest for cream shadows for obvious reasons. You just kind of like dab your finger in, blah, 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 blah. Now, this one is, like it says, it's a shimmer shade. It has an absolutely beautiful formula. It kind of has a moussey consistency, so when you go into the pot, it just feels like you're putting your finger on a cloud. and then when you put it on your hand or your eye or wherever, it's like, you can tell there's dimethicone in it because it just slides and is silky. It does have shimmer in it, which is not my favorite. I think it's a good topper. You can also just use it plain and it's really simple, but sometimes I feel like for a daytime look, I don't really want shimmer, but I'm willing to use it because it does have SPF 30, which is pretty great. So the active ingredients for that would be oxasalate 5% and zinc oxide 20%. So I don't really like the oxasalate, I can never say that one. It's not as clean as I'd prefer, but the zinc oxide at 20% is wonderful. So this is $24, which makes it the most expensive that I have, but you don't get SPF in anything else, and this Glide is worth it. So I would say this is a splurge. Maybe put it on your birthday or Christmas or whatever list, but it's not going to be your everyday. Well, it might. It is very light and easy to work with. Okay, so the next one is the MAC Paint Pot, and I have it in the color Groundwork, which is kind of a dark brown. It's a matte shade, and this one is $22, so just a little bit less. The MAC Paint Pot is kind of a staple. You'll see it on YouTube everywhere, and it's all around great. You can use it as an eyeshadow base. You can use it as all over color. I have another video where I use it as all over color. I will link that above. It does have a thicker consistency than some of the others, but you get so much payout that it's like, whoosh, look at that. And you could tell that goes on so easily, and it does dry down pretty quickly. I would say that you could use this as a base or an all over shadow color, which is what I do, especially because I got this darker brown shade. And the good thing about this, not all of them can be applied with a brush. This one can be. So I like it because I can, if I'm really being lazy, I can just go in with my finger. But if you want, you can go in with a brush and it blends out a little bit easier than just your finger. Okay, so those three were all, like, I would say hits, right? This one, not so much. This is the Rimmel 2-in-1, what's it called? Wonder Swipe Liner to Shadow. I was so excited about this, and it's a dud. They come in so many fun colors, so if you really want to try it, it's $4 or $6, that range. It's not terrible, except for it kind of is. Because, let me open this. Oh, it's a twist off. I would have been there forever. Comes out in this little pen, and it's beautiful. Like, watch this. Beautiful gold. It doesn't really ever dry down, and then it disappears. Like, I'll leave this on for a few minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll show you guys. If I go like that, it's gone. I put it on my eyes one time as eyeliner, and I don't even think I rubbed my eyes, but 5 seconds later, it was gone. So it's just absolutely not worth it. It's probably my least favorite of all of these, and I would have been mad if it didn't cost me $5. So there we have it. Oh, and I forgot. I was going to show you. So this is the Rimmel one. Watch this. No, thank you. The next one, you're probably going to see these like everywhere. I would say that these are probably the most common, which are the Revlon Colorstay. I have two different colors. I have one matte. This is kind of like a matte dark brown, which looks a lot like my paint pot. I do that. And then I have a glitter-ish one, which looks a lot like my shimmer shade. I do the same thing. Oh well. So let me just show you them on my fingers. Okay, so we have the shimmery shade there, and then the matte there. So like I said, a lot like my MAC paint pot, but you can also tell just by me doing that how smoothly they go on. I wrote it down as like a light, airy consistency, and I absolutely, when you swatch your finger in, it just like moves around like butter. So you know that there's probably some dimethicone in there that gives it that slip. It does last all day, and it does not crease. They have got the formulation down on these. So I definitely recommend these. They're not cheap. You know, like these drugstore brands like Revlon, Maybelline, they're not cheap anymore. This, I think I found like $7.50 to $10, but you get quite a bit of product. I mean, this is 5.2 grams. The MAC paint pot is 5 grams. So this is $22 and this is like, let's just say $10. So it's still a lot cheaper and you're getting more product. Like I said, it doesn't crease. It goes on very smoothly. You can blend it out really well. And it also comes with this little brush. Look at that guy. And the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, come on. Like, haven't we learned that these brushes don't work? Like in the eyeshadows that they give you, it's like that little like wand thingy. But these actually do. I mean, the problem is that they're so short and you're like, but it's actually not a bad brush. I wouldn't say it blends your products beautifully, but you can put it on your eye with it. So if that's something that you're interested in, by all means, get it. Sorry, that was cheesy. Whew. I feel like I've covered so much ground and we still have a few to go. So let's just keep going. The next one we have is the Almay Velvet Foil. This one is $4 to $8 and you can get it pretty much everywhere, drugstores, Ulta, online. It comes in, I don't know how many shades, not like a ton, but not like 2. I don't love the packaging and the delivery system of it. That is my biggest qualm. There we go. Qualm with it. It's just annoying. Like, oh, do I have to do that and then squeeze it out? So like, I don't think that's great, but it has a wonderful, wonderful matte feel when you get it on. Let's see if I can find some real estate here. Like, oh, do you see that? So it goes from cream to kind of like a powder finish, and it just has this iridescent like sheen to it. This one's obviously a gold, kind of copper gold color, and it's beautiful. It is stunning. So if you don't mind the packaging and you really want like a beautiful color that lasts all day and does not crease, this would be it. That's a fun color too, because it's not like a normal gold, it's really more coppery. So my Revlon Colorstay is 0.18 ounces. This one, like I said, is 0.36, so this is 3 times as much, but it's actually not that expensive. So if you want the most bang for your buck, out of all of these, it would be this one, absolutely. Oh, and I might not have said it, and you can absolutely ask me questions, but most of these don't really crease that bad. The only one that I've really found issues with is this Revlon Quad. So if I don't say it, it's because it doesn't really crease that badly. But you know, like, it happens, and it's not that big of a deal, because when it does happen to me, I just go like that. And it's done. Okay, moving on. We have our Glossier Lidstar. And if you watched my other video, I did a whole video on this. I will link it above. You know, I love the packaging of this. Look at that. It's like a little lipstick. I just think this is so thoughtfully done, because you pull it out, you wipe off a little bit, you know, like mascara, and then you can just apply it like that. I mean, you definitely want to blend it out with your finger or a brush, but it goes on so easily. Like, I just love it. It's $18 because it's Glossier. It's not super cheap. And it comes in, let's see, 1.5 fluid ounces or 4.5 milliliters. So you're getting, not a lot, but not a little. And the only thing about it is I don't love the color selection, and I don't love how they pretty much all seem a little bit like glittery or shimmery. Oh, running out of space. Okay, so this is the color. I have the color Fawn, and it does blend out, and it's not like chunks of glitter, but when you put it all over your eye, you're definitely gonna have kind of like a more glittery, not a matte look. Okay guys, we are on to the very last one, and that is the Maybelline Color Tattoo 24-hour, blah, 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 that kind of bullshit. This one looks identical to the Revlon. This is Revlon. This is Maybelline. Opens the same. It does not have the little brush on the back. It is like $6 to $8, so a little bit cheaper than the Revlon one. Pot is the same. if I'm comparing it to the Revlon one, just because it looks so similar, this one is not my favorite. It's harder. It's like tackier. It kind of reminds me of the other Revlon one, which is funny because this is Maybelline. So this is like the peachy color. Pinky peach. Here, let's see. Okay. This shade, they're not kidding when they say color tattoo 24 hour. It doesn't come off. Like ever. I did swatches on my hands earlier, like this, basically. I ended up like that. And I was washing my hands. They all came off, just soap and water. This one, I was like scrubbing at it. So if you really need something that lasts longer than anything else, that is 100% the one you go to. It's definitely more pigmented than the others, especially like this Revlon. I showed you this one. The only reason my eyes have kind of that peachy pink look is because I put a blush over top of it. But if it were on its own, it would not be as pigmented as this one. So if you want it to last, if you want that pigment in like a lighter shade, I have to caveat that because like these browns are going to show up, of course, but this is a lighter shade. So if you want that pigment, if you want that lasting ability, boom, Maybelline 24 hour. Yes. Okay, guys, that is it. I'm looking at the time on this. It's taken a long time, but I think hopefully I've been thorough. If you have any questions, of course, I try to get everything, all my thoughts down, but inevitably, I said it, inevitably I might forget something, but I don't mind. So just ask me below and I will happily respond. So now I'm going to insert the swatches so you guys can see that. Okay, so we have, starting from left to right, this is the Revlon Quad. We have the peachy shade and then kind of the neutral. And then next we have the shimmer shade from Supergoop, MAC Paint Pot. This is the Revlon Colorstay. This is the lighter shimmery shade. This is Revlon Colorstay, the matte. Then we have the Rimmel 2-in-1. Then we have the Almay, which is definitely a coppery kind of color. This is the Velvet Foil. And then we have the Glossier Lidstar and the Maybelline 24-hour Color Tattoo. So you can tell there's a theme, which is peachy, neutral, kind of warm colors. And this is how they all look. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!